Subscribe and hit the bell icon and never miss another video.
ये फिल्म का नाम है हम साथ साथ हैं शोक। माय फर्स्ट फिल्म जो आप पूरी फैमिली के साथ बैठ के देख सकते हैं।
Hi guys, this is Pallavi. I hope you guys
Hi.
are staying home and staying safe during lockdown.
Yeah,
Yes.
lockdown and there's a wind whistling outside right now.
Yes.
And
If you are in
cyclone
Mumbai-
and locust.
Yes. But congratulations on Choke, guys. I watched the movie and it's amazing. And
Thank you
my
so much.
first question obviously has to be to Anurag. What is it with you and middle class stories? Like,
अरे I'm middle
What?
class.
what inspires you to bring like those kind of stories to screen?
अरे I can only bring stories I relate to. I don't think I think that I don't do enough middle class, you know. I don't do enough working class actually. Middle class तो करता हूँ मैं. So my gangster stories are middle class, my every other story, but I don't do enough working class stories. But yeah, I can't do that. मतलब मैं नहीं बना सकता. मैं वो वाले घर फिल्मों में नहीं बना सकता जहाँ पे सीढ़ियाँ डाइनिंग हॉल में आती हैं और लोग रोल्स रॉयस में चलते हैं और प्राइवेट प्लेन से उतरते हैं. वो दुनिया मुझे नहीं समझ में आती. मैं मिडिल क्लास ही बना सकता हूँ. मैं नीचे स्लम्स में जाके फिल्म बना सकता हूँ. मैंने अभी तक 2 फिल्में नहीं बनाई है. एक तो वर्किंग क्लास के ऊपर और एक जो है ऑन द फार्मर्स ऑफ पुअर पीपल इन द सेंस लाइक यू नो स्लम्स अलग है और एक अलग जो आउटसाइड सिटी. मैंने फिल्म बहुत कम बनाई है. तो शहर के बाहर निकलना जरूरी है.
Yeah, that's so true. But I want to ask all of you, what was your first reaction when you guys read the script for Choke?
So the first time I was sent the script was in 2017, and I read it from start to end. I didn't keep it down at all, and I was completely glued to it. Nihit Bhave, the writer of our film, has captured, like you said, the middle class setting so beautifully. So even while reading the script, it all came out so clearly because Nihit himself was writing the script when he was on a local train. So it's not like he was sitting at Olive and writing the script. He was writing it in the middle of the people he's talking about. So for me, it was very, very relatable. I'm Maharashtrian. I related to it in a big way. Sarita's character I felt was very fascinating. She's someone who's very flawed. She's someone who's gone through greed, happiness, anger, frustrations. She's gone through a lot, and I really, really enjoyed the relationship between Sushant and Sarita. And for me, demonetization was a complete surprise when I read it because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, same. I was actually already excited before I started reading the script because I had just had a conversation with Anurag sir on the phone, and everything had happened too quickly. I hadn't even met him in person when he sent me the script. I was immediately hooked when I started reading it. It was one of those. It was a really easy read actually. It was the script flowed well enough, and that the hook of her finding money in the drain itself is exciting enough to take you through the whole story. I was very, very curious and very excited to imagine how Anurag Kashyap would make a movie out of this script. And it was a fun read. I liked my character. Everything worked for me.
Anurag, so I want to ask you, when you read the script and when you're going to direct a movie, are you very hell bent on casting certain people? Are you the type of person who if I don't get this person, I'm not going to make this movie?
I'm I'm extremely particular about casting, and it's not about getting this person or that person. Like sometimes the person you want might not want the film, right? So I have to do the casting right. So till I don't get the character and the casting right, I don't even go to the next step. In the sense, if I found my actors to play the roles, that's when I start looking for producers. So I never go with a script to a producer without an actor, because then the actors will be thrust upon to me and my process will be compromised. So I've never approached a producer when I don't have actors for the script. So my initial casting is always done beforehand. and I take their
Right.
interest and intention, and of course they trust me because still I like all that happens for when you have nothing and no money and you have total uncertainty when it is going to happen. So that's when my
Yeah.
casting process and my music process begins. These two things I start early.
Right.
Then the producer comes on board.
That's amazing. I want to ask you, Roshan and Saiyami, how was your first meeting with Anurag sir?
My first meeting with him was, like I said earlier, 2 months after I had my first conversation with him, and I was in Kochi when he first called me. He had watched Mutun on the editing table, and yeah, my director Gitu had put me in touch with him, or rather put him in touch with me. So all of that was a bit too exciting. I didn't quite have the right words for the conversation. I didn't know what to say to him. I was jumping up, pacing up and down my room. Then the sending of the script happened, and then when I got back to him the after reading the script, he said, "Ah, okay, cool. Since you like it, let's make the movie sometime next year, June, July, maybe." And so, in his own way, he had already like made his decision, and I was still struggling with believing that this was going to happen. So for me, meeting him was very important because I felt like once I go there, meet him and talk to him in person, maybe I'll also start believing that this film is going to happen.
Then it's
So
real.
I finished the yeah, then it would get real for me. So I finished the movie. I was shooting in Kerala at that point in time. I think sometime around November I went to meet him in Bombay. I met him I think a day after I got there. So, and I was excited and nervous for the whole day. I still remember very clearly going to his house in Warsaw. At that he met me there, walking up the stairs. My first peep of him was him in a room. He was already in another meeting, so I just saw like one corner of his head. I think when someone came and asked me to wait in the other room. The other room was the famous DVD room. So I just sat there and waited for him to be free. And then we had a quick conversation over dinner while Anurag sir was eating, and it all happened very quickly again. And on my way back after the meeting, and he said the same things. He said, "Ah, okay, cool, yeah. Now you're here. I know you're alive. Let's shoot the film." And on my way back, I was traveling down the elevator with his director's assistant Shivang, who's also a very dear friend now. And as soon as the elevator door shut, I asked Shivang, "So how do you think that meeting went? Did it go well?" And he said, "Yeah. I thought that went well." And I asked him, "Didn't you think it was a bit too quick? I mean, it seemed only like 5 or 10 minutes." And Shivang said, "Yeah, no, that was really good. My first meeting with him was 90 seconds." I said, "Okay, cool."
Now I know.
All in all, a movie came out of it, so it's a good meeting.
Yeah, that was a good meeting.
The first time, funnily, actually, when Anurag sir offered me a film, I was probably 13, 14 years old, and I was at Prithvi, and he asked Gautam sir, who's the casting person with him, he probably saw me at Prithvi and asked me to if I'd be interested in acting in Dev D. And I was a kid, and I did not want to act at that point in my life. So that was the first interaction, I guess. After that, I met him at Mami. I was sitting and watching a film all alone, and that's when he offered Choke to me and asked me if I want to do it. And I felt that, this can't be so simple. He sent me the script the next day, and I said, I love the script and I want to do it. So he said, okay, so we'll do it. And then it was a 3-year chase because he was busy. So I used to go and nag him on the sets of Sacred Games, on the sets of Sacred Games 1, Sacred Games 2, Lust Stories, Man Marsya. I used to go hover around him saying, you said we'll do it, you said we'll do it. So I kind of like just chewed his brains. And finally in 2020, we are seeing the release of this film.
Yeah, we have choked. And what perfect timing, guys. All of us are at home. Perfect timing to watch it. But I want to ask all of you, in fact, how different is it waiting for movies release on an OTT platform versus theater, like audience reaction, like in terms of audience reaction?
I'm going to wait and see the reaction. I'm very happy because I think the film has got a perfect platform and the
Yeah.
perfect timing to release. And I am waiting to see how the reactions are going to be. I really am not going to sit down and anticipate and be anxious. I'll quietly sleep and I'll wake up on the morning of the 5th, and then look for the reaction.
Like, how different is it? Like when you release, like, let's say, a Gangs of Wasseypur in theater, and like if it were to release on Netflix, like your feelings
Yeah, but
about.
there's no tension there, because अगर लोगों ने पहले दिन नहीं देखी तो दूसरे दिन देखेंगे, थिएटर से उतारी नहीं जाएगी.
हाँ,
तो गैंग्स ऑफ वासेपुर के साथ बड़ा प्रेशर था वो सारा. तो ये फिल्म
true.
थिएटर में लगी है कभी ना उतरने के लिए, तो मुझे कोई टेंशन नहीं.
That's true. Best advantage of OTT platforms. I want to ask all of you, like, what is the most, like, this film is centered around a middle class couple in a middle class living society. What is the most middle class habit that you still have?
The way Anurag sir eats, I love it. I
Yeah,
love the way he
yeah.
eats. If I can answer for him,
Yeah.
How does he eat?
Okay.
it's so beautiful to watch him eat.
ऐसे
Yeah,
प्लेट
maybe.
क्लीन हो जाता है खाने के बाद.
That's a
And you will also feel hungry even if you've just had a meal when you watch meat.
I enjoy my
Yeah.
food, and I'm very focused on my food.
That's awesome.
Very focused.
Is that why you keep like meetings surrounding food? Like, is your
No,
day
I can't do anything.
surrounding?
When I'm eating, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
When I'm eating, I can't do anything. I really cannot do anything else.
He
When I'm
can't
eating,
have
I'm
a
just eating.
conversation. Yeah. So if you're trying to ask him something when he's eating, just go mute. Don't speak to him.
That rolling out your toothpaste and like twisting it the other way, then twisting it this way, all that stuff happens.
I don't know why you
Yeah.
do it, but we still do it. Just
Yeah.
Saiyami.
No, like Roshan was saying, all of us, I feel I live a middle class life only, so it's not like a habit because that's my life. So be it like the toothpaste he said, or be the ketchup when it's over, you kind of are like putting water in it and making the most of the ketchup remaining in the bottle. So stuff like this, I think everyone does it.
Okay. And
When
Anurag
something
sir,
gets over that comes in a plastic container, you don't actually always throw out the container. You're like, it'll come in handy sometimes for you.
it'll come in handy. Let's store containers. Let's
Yeah.
hold containers. That's very good. It all comes down to us from our mothers. It's all there.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anurag sir, you recently launched your production company.
Yeah.
And congratulations on that.
Thank
So
you.
you've had production companies before, but what are the
Yes.
lessons that you brought from the past to this new venture of yours?
I just know what not to do. Because the most important thing, that lesson that I've learned is always the ambition that makes very important thing is I want to do what makes me happy. I wasn't very happy. There's a
Right.
certain kind of cinema I believe in and I support, and the repercussions of having a big production company or a studio which is backed by big money, corporate money, is it brings its own pressures. It becomes about the revenue model. It becomes about everything else except cinema. So the person who used to work with newcomers, suddenly I was pressured to go into the market and do what the market demanded of me. And it became very difficult for me to make mukkabaz in my own company. So I had to step out to make mukkabaz because of the actors in it. So I've suffered a lot, and I don't want those things to happen. So I'm very happy in a very good space that I will do things the way I want to do them with the people I want to do them. I don't have big ambition. I'm not trying to compete with all the big studios to be like one of those big studios.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend a lot of money on unnecessary things. We don't even have we'll hire office space when we are doing a project. We'll hire people when we are doing a project. I don't need to run a 24 hours round the clock company, that the pressure of which makes me decide things. And so that then I can be answerable for everybody and I can be answerable for self. I'm very happy with the way things are. And I have great partners. I have great partners who come with their own strength, and they're both not from the film business. One understands money and one understands finances, and nobody tells me what films to make and what's not to make. So it's a great partnership.
I want to just add one thing about Anurag sir's new company. All the content and films he wants to make and all, I can't talk about. But purely talking from the experience on set, I feel, when people on set are fed well, everyone's happy. And with Good Bag Productions, one thing I can tell you is the food on set was so good. And I've also seen a lot of sets where they have this very strange hierarchy where the lightmen and spot boys don't get the food the director gets, which is very strange. But on this set, I can tell you that everyone was eating kulfi every day, and there was such yummy food. That's why probably it was a
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
set.
Yeah, but there's no kind of a division. That's something that I've practiced on my set, but now I can do it like as a rule. So it is something where
That's amazing.
I'm happy and I'm in a great space and my team is in a great space and everybody around me is very happy.
That's
Wow.
awesome. Guys, finally, what is the final message you want to leave the audience with?
ये नए अनुराग की फिल्म है, बहुत दिल से बनाई है, आप पूरे परिवार के साथ देख सकते हैं. My first film जो आप पूरी फैमिली के साथ बैठ के देख सकते हैं.
That's definitely like it should be the tagline.
ये फिल्म का नाम है हम साथ साथ हैं शोग.
Roshan, Saiyami, any final words to our viewers?
I think AK summed it up very well because lots of people fear watching his film, but like he said, ये family picture है, murder नहीं है, sex नहीं है, गाली नहीं है, एक बहुत ही sweet तरीके से एक couple की कहानी है, तो please देखिए.
ये actually फिल्म वही है, ये फिल्म उसी बारे में है कि husband wife है लेकिन sex बिल्कुल नहीं है, वही फिल्म
है ही नहीं है.
Too good. Guys, once again, I have to congratulate all of you for Choked. I really, really like the film. And all the
Thank you
best.
so much.
It's going to do very well on Netflix, everywhere else. Thank you so much for chatting with us.